Over. Sooner, everybody. You guys know me. I'm Harry James. It's that time again. Another preview day, and this time it's the Kansas Jayhawks out of Lawrence, Kansas. And it ain't a football game, boys and girls. Should be a pretty entertaining football game this year in L-Town. I'll tell you about what's happening in Lawrence with Lance Lappold and company. All that and more coming up next. You know where it is. 1982 Boomer Sooner. Go away! And we're back. Welcome back to the show, everybody. You guys know me. I'm Harry James. Next couple of minutes, we'll talk about the Kansas Jayhawks. But before we do that, my nephew went to the Brent Venables football camp. That's what I got him for Christmas and his birthday together, kind of combined thing. And I did that for him. It's pretty cool. But what's even cooler is that he took a football with him to the second day of camp and got some of my favorite players. Ethan Downs was on there. Billy Bowman's on there. And of course, it's Brent Venables' camp, so BB's on there. All these players and coaches signed this football, and he gave it to me last weekend, kind of as a surprise. Was not expecting it. Big shout out to you, Aiden. Much appreciated, bud. I'll get that thing and keep it for quite some time. Some of my former favorite Sooners of this year are on there. Downs and Bowman, of course. But you know what, guys? You didn't come here to talk Sooners, did you? Let's talk Jayhawks now. The Kansas Jayhawks play their home games at David Booth, Kansas Memorial Stadium. There in Lawrence. Kansas coming off of a 6-7 overall year to match a 3-6 Big 12 record, earning them about 7th, 8th, 9th, and that bucket with Oklahoma, Kansas themselves, and West Virginia and the Mountain Men. All of them tied for a 3-6 overall record. They did, however, accept a military bowl and invite with the Arkansas Razorbacks. The Razorbacks got them, though, in overtime. And in a 55-53 classic. They lost that one. Arkansas, of course, from the SEC Western Division, part of the Southeastern Conference. The Kansas Jayhawks, their coach is Lance Lappold. Lappold is in his third year with the Jayhawks. Lappold is a 1986 graduate from Wisconsin-Whitewater, where he played for the Warhawks. After playing for the Warhawks in 86, took the coaching route, eventually worked his way back to Wisconsin-Whitewater as the head coach with the Wisconsin-Whitewater Warhawks. In the Wisconsin International Athletic Conference. That's a Division III deal, by the way. Took that job from 2007 to 2014. 2014, he accepts a bid from D3 all the way up to D1. Skipped the D2 route all the way up to D1. In fact, the D1 invite was to the Buffalo Bulls in the Mid-Atlantic Conference. Eastern Division at the time. Was there from 2015 to 2020. And then, of course, 2021 accepted the job vacant from our good buddy Les Miles and Kansas. Accepted it in 2021. They're the president. And in the Big 12, of course, as we all know, there are no divisions. So that is everything you need to know about that. Now let's get into the players. Players to watch. Check out this guy. Big 12 quarterback of the year. Preseason, by the way. That is number 6, Jalon Daniels. Jalon Daniels passed for 2,014 yards through the air, 18 tugboats, just 4 picks, and a long shot. Throw, by the way. Pass, 73 yards. Did all that, guys, in just 9 games. Rushers, Evan, Neal, and Jalon Daniels. Before we talk about the quarterback again, let's talk about number 6. Devin Neal. Neal took on 180 total rushes last year to match 1,090 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns, a long-distance run from 80 yards, and played in 13 games last year for the Jayhawks. While the Jayhawks have another leading rusher, and that is number 6, Jalon Daniels. The rushing Jalon Daniels, 77 total rushes last year to go for 419 yards on the ground, 7 touchdowns, and a long run from 37 yards out. All this happened in 9 games for the Jayhawks. So you go from passing to rushing. But you know what? If Jalen's going to do the passing yards again, he's going to have somebody there to step it up for him. Receiving. That job is number 11, Luke, or at least returners, that is. 11, Luke Grimm, and 2, Lawrence Arnold. We'll start with 11, Luke Grimm, who at the end of the day, last year, 52 total receptions to go for 632 yards through the air, 6 touchdowns, including a long-distance reception from 45 yards out, playing in 12 games last year for the Jayhawks. While the other guy, 2, number Deuce. Their Deuce is Lawrence Arnold, who had 44 receptions last year to match with 716 yards through the air, 4 tugboats in his right, and a long-distance reception from 60 yards, playing in 14 games. So he talked offense with quarterbacks and receivers and rushing. Now let's talk some defense. The main 2 defenders for the Jayhawks, that's number 1, Kenny Logan Jr., a safety, and the linebacker, number 30, Rich Miller. We'll start with 13, Kenny Logan Jr. From his safety position, guys, had 106 total tackles last year. And it also included a forced fumble, a fumble recovered, and not just one, 2 picks. So a forced fumble, a fumble recovered, and 2 picks from his safety spot. Did all that, guys, in 13 games. Rich Miller, number 30, a linebacker, also played in 13 games, where he had 94 total tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, but did have a pick from linebacker, again playing in 13 games. Now, special teams. A couple of players here on special teams, including number 24, Rice Vernon, for the punter. Vernon, 34 total punts last year to average roughly 39.9 in average, 3 touchbacks, 10 punts inside the 20-yard line, and a long-distance punt from 60 yards. For number 11, Rice Vernon. And the kicker, Owen Pipergrades. Pipergrades, 1 for 1 for 100%. A long distance kick from 36 yards, playing in just 3 games for the Jayhawks. All right, guys, that'll wrap the preview for the Jayhawks up and ship it back out. If you want to catch these videos and the previews for the next 6 weeks and 6 days. Overall days, guys, that's roughly 48 days, guys. Ooh, we're getting there. We are getting there. You can do that, by the way. Just click on Facebook and look up Harry James Taylor. That's me. Also, Twitter is The Hype Man Harry. And they're also on my YouTube account, 1982 Boomer Sooner. All right, guys, next week we will preview the dreaded Oklahoma State Cowboys in their final game in Stillwater and their final game in Bedlam here for quite some time, maybe so. We'll preview that one coming up next week. Till then, guys, I'm Harry James, and I am out of here. Boomer.